AI Alchemy Hour starts now.
Welcome. Okay. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes or so for Mr. Nuno, who just showed up. So a couple things. For anybody who's your first call, we kind of grounded it last time with Nuno and I. What's up, Nuno? If you don't know Nuno, he's the man. That's all I'll say. He's the man with the nice camera.
Like that, it's like, oh,
Fast talker, nice camera, jumps out, New Jersey, lots of automations, AI, fun. These calls are like super informal, very laid back, just to provide like value to you guys. That's really what we're about. So we have some fun projects. The sillier, the better. I think today we're going to be talking about pickles. That's not an innuendo. It's just it's just the direction Nuno wanted to take this call.
I think you're missing a part of the word. I don't know if it's necessarily pickles.
Yeah, we'll leave that open loop in there. But we're gonna be like going through all kinds of things AI. So really what I want to do is like have this be a space for exploration. So last week we went over copy, writing ads, doing prompts, doing VSLs, opt-in script. We pretty much built a funnel live, but I want to hit some of the other stuff that maybe other people are not looking at or haven't explored. So for example, using Bard or Perplexity for research, or even more sophisticated research techniques using like Pecan and stuff like that. And then so going through like some interesting things, going through like creating chat bots and different backend automations, and just kind of playing around with different possibilities and building cool things. But before we jump in, I know that there's a lot of fun stuff we can share, but I want to know a little bit more about who we have on this call, because I expect that these calls will grow as time goes on. So while I have everyone here, did you mind just like put in the chat or quickly unmute yourself, and in like 30 seconds, give me a soundbite on who you are, and more specifically, like, what are you trying to figure out with AI? Like, what is something where you're like, fuck, if I could make that, if I could do that, create that, or this is the obstacle. What are you looking for? So is anyone willing to unmute themselves and do like a quick little soundbite, or put it in the chat too, so we know what we're working with?
Oh, well, I'm Matty from Australia. Genesis member. Really recommend it for anyone who's not yet. That's the sign that we do for each other. Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, that's kind of an ambiguous sign. I don't know.
I think realistically with AI, like I'm a copywriter, so anything to do with just making processes faster, even like I've got a junior under me, I've got a VA that helps me out. And so I think making processes for them faster, making processes for me faster, everything from just being able to even use some form of, it's how I use it already, but some form of AI to help me with copy chiefing the work that I'm consistently doing as well. Like my volume has grown a lot since AI came into play, but at the same time, I know it can be better. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Love that. So copy chiefing and anything that will speed up copy process overall.
Yeah, like ideas making, pretty much. It'd be great if I could pretty much figure out, okay, well, here's the brand I'm working with, here's the avatar, here's all of the list of ideas that we have that we should be able to write emails for or write copy for, and here's some big ideas, here's some here's some unique angles and whatever else. Like if we could pretty much figure that out into a big doc, so it's like an unlimited content creation sheet. Like I know Stefan's talked about that previously, but creating that as an AI bot would be amazing. Just so it just straight away, just you look at your Google sheet, you're like, okay, well today I'm going to write about this. This resonates with me right now, so I'm going to write about that.
100%. And you can take it a step further. Is you're talking about ideas, which are really hooks. Right. So all you need is the idea plus the structure. So if just to give everyone context, have you used freeadcopy.com? This is not a promo for free ad copy. I just generally like to use the tool. Have you tried it out?
I did do it just as a quick trial, but that was it. I haven't done much more with it.
The way that we set up those prompts in there, they're all like, it's all syntax, it's all structure. So what's amazing is like, we have a VSL process that we've kind of created to write like for our agency. That's really like hardcore. We will use structures that are like for the most, like you can imagine the most like black hat type of like crazy clickbank angle, or you can use the same structure to do like a white hat skincare offer. And what you'll see is like the structures are the same. So for everyone who wants to use AI for copy specifically, I think focusing on, like you said, the hooks and the ideas, which is amazing for, and then focusing on the structures, you can pair those together and like spit out copy that's really good left and right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So copy stuff. Anybody else want to I didn't mean to reduce your answer to copy stuff, but anybody else have something they want to get out of the call, something that they're working on before we kind of jump in?
The school would be a lot more fun if people would get involved and get out from your reclusive, like, let's not show our face in Zoom like situation. It is late as hell down here, and this is my like 1700 call this morning.
Yeah,
so
Nuno's gonna fall asleep with.
Yeah, so like literally, come on, guys. Like, and again, just to be super clear, a lot of the stuff you actually talked on, we're gonna try to kind of give you a really good ballpark of what we're gonna try to do today. But that is actually what we're trying to establish here. Content generation, a plan of attack, how do we generate it, how do we use AI to generate all of that. So a lot of that is perfectly right in tune with what we're trying to do. And we're gonna try to do the most obscure thing to tell you if we can get this obscure thing going. Anybody that has actually a legitimate business can actually do this at a very higher rate than us kind of stumbling around and just trying to figure it out. And you're going to see it's going to be pretty effective once we kind of get started with it. But yeah, definitely the more you guys get involved, the more you're going to get out of it. So trust us, like this is not, this is not bullshit. This is the stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis. Like I run multi-six-figure agency, and I can tell you that we're going through all this stuff. Yeah, it did go through some shit last week, and it's updating also. And today, all of Google is down. Google Cloud servers are down. So it's been a fun day in the internet space. So it's getting our ass.
Fun tech day. All right, well, we'll just jump in and start riffing. I think, Nuno, we're going to do an opt-in, lead magnet opt-in, kind of work around that space today, right?
Yeah, actually, I want to take a little bit further. I actually want to take a little bit what you said and everything else. So first and foremost, right? Whenever in the marketing game, like the one thing that we've noticed is a lot of people take a very reactive approach to the way they do their marketing, especially when they're building something, right? So 9 times out of 10, you always got to start from ground zero. So we are legitimately going to start from absolute ground zero. So, and you're going to laugh, Luke, man, you got to really watch this morning's call when I had to I created the avatar for Genesis, for not Genesis, for whatever that video avatar thing is that, where it moves, your lips move and your eyes blink.
Yeah.
And it's pretty hilarious to watch, but you actually have to record a 2-minute video. So recording that 2-minute video for it, you will laugh your ass off of how terrible it was that I had to actually do that for 2 straight minutes and I couldn't do it right.
Nice. And we're talking about, for everyone who's wondering, we're talking about HeyGen. If you guys have seen it, heygen.com, hey, and then GEN. And basically literally a 2-minute video. You can clone yourself and it's like super cheap and you can make unlimited videos. I have a clone of Stefan, so we'll make Stefan say some funny things today.
Well, I spoke Spanish, Chinese, and a couple of other things, which was pretty freaking cool, but a little weird, a little intimidating watching my lips move not the way they were supposed to, but it was kind of funny. And I had like the cheap free version. So my butt was messed up, man. I had a lisp when I was talking. It was pretty interesting to say the least. So what we're going to do today is, so Luke has made me the most obscure product to work with. We are going to build a pickleball empire.
Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't know what pickleball is, it is by far the laziest sport in the universe where I if any tips or tricks on it, but literally it was hysterical. I think there was a meme out there that this is how you give pickleball instructions. And there was a guy going, because it's so easy that anybody honestly can play it. So it's one of the most played sports. And actually it is making a ridiculous rise. So it is a prime time to get in it. But the problem is we are starting from zero. So that means I have no audience. I have no avatar. I have no plan of attack of what I want to do and how do I generate an audience. I have no idea what I'm going to do or what my marketing plan is. So we are going to use a combination of like some ideas that we're going to put together. We're going to use Lucid Charts today, Bard, and ChatGTP to basically ask like we need a marketing plan and we need to kind of like establish some good ideas. So we're going to use some of the prompts that I've used in the past to make these marketing plans. And then we're going to put a structure to the plan of what we're trying to do. So if can you enable host?
Yes.
There you go.
1 second.
And this is going to get into copy and a whole bunch of other stuff too. So
Nuno doesn't believe in my vision, but we're recording this so that when this pickleball empire sells for 8 figures, it'll be a good "I told you so" moment.
it will be good. So first, if anybody's been watching any of the previous ones, I am a big believer in using multiple AIs because the AIs can bounce off each other. Don't know if you all noticed that ChatGPT over the last, and this is going back to what you were saying before, they've tried to combine everything. So ChatGPT 4 now has analysis browsing all in one, and it should self-dictate what it needs in order to move forward. So we're going to use that. We're also going to use Bard. Bard is a better, more analytical tool because it's pulling the way Bard works, which I thought was really actually fascinating, is that Bard has the ability of how can I sign in? All right. Bard has it uses the algorithm of actual Google to find the better quality sites to pull information from. And while ChatGPT is more of a creative kind of brain, and kind of the way it's using its logic and the way it's using its word selection, it's a little bit more on the creative side. Same thing with Claude. Claude and ChatGPT are the ones you want to use for more creative copywriting, where it's going to go a little bit off the cuff and hallucinate a little bit and create some really good details. Bard is trying to go more the factual route because they're going to be more involved with like financial and medical and everything else. So when I need statistics, when I need like more accuracy, I will go to Bard. When I want to get a little bit more creative and kind of go outside the cuff a little bit, I'll go to ChatGPT or Claude. So we'll use all
Bard?
three.
Sorry, Nuno. How do you compare Bard versus Perplexity? Because both of those are good for research. How do you?
Yeah, Perplexity is good too. I have yet to play a lot with Perplexity just because I've been pretty happy with the results that I'm getting here. And we're just going to sign into all of them and we're going to kind of go in. So we literally know that we want to get into the game of like we want to get into the pickleball marketing world, right? But just like you said, I have no freaking idea what the hell we're going to do in there. Are we going to sell shirts? Are we going to sell products? Are we going to teach? Are we going to coach? Are we going to create a facility? Are we going to create a YouTube channel? Like, what is our angle to get in to get it to really take off? So we first got to start with what we're going to give it. Now, for anybody that's been watching, right, the one thing that you always start off with, what is the actual goal or what is the actual role of the bot that you're working with, right? So I like to refer to the bots as agents. So we are going to create a marketing agent. So you are a marketing director for a company that wants to get into pickleball. Oh man, and one thing, guys, I am dyslexic, so this is going to be kind of fun. Pickleball, like officially dyslexic. I know people say that as a joke. Unfortunately, that is not my case. So I do switch numbers and letters, so this might be really hysterical for all the copywriters in here because you guys are going to have a ball with me. So I want to get into the pickleball. What's a good word? I wouldn't say franchise. I wouldn't say company. I would say
let's
like,
do let's make it info. So
info market. Well,
into
you know what? Let's just say
pickleball.
that once again into the pickleball niche.
Okay.
Right? Because niche is pretty generic. I'm not saying what it is because I want it to give me ideas. What, and I'm gonna ask just like again, what would be good businesses to get into for pickleball? Let's just leave it very open with the clear task, and let's just drop this in all of them. Let's see what these bad boys are going to do. Oh, and then I want to be like, give me, let's say 20 ideas.
You know, 1 second. I'm going to reclaim a host, which may stop the screen share, and then I'll enable it so you can share again real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, you should be good now.
All right. Let's try it again. Give me, and at least I said like 20 ideas. I want to give them all a fair opportunity, and you guys are going to spot the slight differences that are going to make a very large difference. Speed 2 is pretty interesting in all of these. So let's see what it comes up with. All right, perfect. So exactly what I wanted to hear. Here are the things that it's going to give me. Okay, apparel, look, all the things we said. We said in equipment, we said apparel, we said instruction and coaching. These are all the things I kind of like came up with. Tournament organizer, didn't even think about that. Court builder, paddle ball, pickle. Oh, are you kidding me? Repair and customization. That's actually a pretty good idea. I could put like logos on paddle boards. That's definitely in there. Pickleball blog or website. Pickleball social media influence. Can you imagine? Like, all right, podcast, videographer, referee, line judge, ball retriever. Holy crap. Pickleball scorekeeper. How hard is, like, you guys, seriously, if you ever watch this sport, it is not that hard. All
Matt,
right,
if you want to be a part of this empire, we're gonna have you be the referee or ball retriever.
Ball retriever.
It's your choice. Okay, you make your decision now if you want to join us.
All right, so again, same thing. We're getting some things. We got apparel brand, facility construction, tournament organizer, coaching lessons, magazines, travel tours, and everything else. But I like how you see how Google is probably a little bit better organized. It's even got some images and it's got a little bit more. Again, paddle design keeps coming up, which I like in the apparel. We might be able to combine both of those, which I think is going to be pretty cool. Whole pickleball clinics. Like, I mean, this is some good shit. So this is all pretty good. So I can now ask which, and it's going to guess, right? Remember, this is not accurate. It's going to guess which of these would be the most profitable and easy to run. All right. I'm going to copy this. And again, I'm going to challenge the AI to kind of go through it again. And I just kind of want to get a little bit baseline and kind of go over, okay, well, how are we going to do all this and kind of figure it out. Equipment store. They all keep putting Christmas store. I actually think it's going to be apparel, because apparel is easy to customize and we don't have to go into very like high-end apparel. We could just do like t-shirts and mugs and bags and headbands, you know what I'm saying? And get really creative with that. And it's a low cost to get started, right? So, and it's a viable product, right? I can create a quick little pop-up store. I can create images using AI. I can do it where it's pay on service, meaning I don't have to create a product until somebody pays for it. So it very low barrier of entry, and it sounds good. Same thing actually with customizing the merchandise, like a paddle, and using custom designs, because then I could use that with the apparel store. If I'm printing for one, I can probably print for the other. I would just have to find a paddle.
Can we do info too?
The info, like as
let's
far
do
as
let's do some info products too.
Some info products. All right. So we got that. All right. So we're narrowing it down, right? So okay. So now we got where that. Okay. Now, so we are selecting, let's just keep the conversation. We are selecting to become apparel. Help me. Apparel. It's getting stuck. Apparel. I think that's apparel.
That looks good enough.
We are selected to become an apparel. Apparel, let's say merchandise store that also offers custom paddle designs and info products like courses, video lessons, etc. And I know it's IE, but whatever, I'm not that proper. So let's grab that. And it already is giving me advice, but I don't want advice yet. I just want to give it instructions of what direction we're going. All right. Again, all three. Why do I do all three? So then I can see someone, like if I could see consistency in all of them, that kind of tells me I'm going in the right direction. All right. See, great business plan. It already agrees. Fantastic.
The empire, the empire is born.
Yeah. See, Brandon design, product range, perfect. It gives me the ability of creating more. And awesome. That's a great decision. I love when it. So it agrees with our decision of like, these are all good, reoccurring revenue streams, expertise in sharing. See, this will actually go more the route, like they're all doing it, which is pretty cool. Very, very cool. So general tips, it's now giving me tips on what I should do. Isn't that cool? Embrace social media marketing, offer personalized recommendations, engage with local pickleball community. Oh, look, this is your idea. Pickleball influencers. Apparently, this is the thing.
This is good. You guys think I'm joking, but we're getting some pickleball influencers.
It's gonna be like some
we're getting a talk.
I
I'm being
imagine
very
literally a
serious.
70-year-old
We're
guy with
hustling.
one of those 80s bandanas around his head. Like high top sneakers and white socks. It's gonna be amazing. This is definitely something cool, right? Focusing on pickleball carry quality, blah blah blah. All right, now, okay. We now have to create a starting point and build an audience, right? 30, 60, 90-day plan on how to get this business going. All right. Now I want to get a little bit more tactical. You guys are seeing the order, right? Order is very vital because what are we doing while we're doing this? We are building a prompt that is going to be very specific to this business. And I've been feeding it information that it's providing to itself. So now I also am building enough of a structure that I can pull, hey, you had this idea, you had this item, you had this plan. Let's go deeper in this part. Let's go deeper in that part and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and hit all these. And then I'm going to start showing you how you can feed one to the other. Look at that. Boom.
Okay. Website and e-com setup, product development, market research, social media, initial marketing strategy.
Email list and newsletters, which we talked about. We're going to do a lead magnet, which is going to be the free offer. And we're going to ask us from some lead magnet content ideas. This goes back to the original ask that you had. Like, how do I do all this? The problem is that most people are using AI wrong. They're not building the infrastructure that you need to really build a long-standing business. If you follow the plan and get some range commonalities, that's just what you want to go. Now, I would probably not agree that I would start building the website and e-commerce first. I would probably put that in the 30 to 60-day build because I have no market research. I have no absolute list. Now, from experience, I can tell you that marketing to a complete cold audience or no audience at all is going to result in like zero sales and a lot of ad money that you're not going to be able to afford versus putting a little ad money into, let's say, a low end item like, hey, how to improve your pickleball. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if there is a move. Whatever it is, download it and then build up an email list and start putting them in a pickleball newsletter. And then over time, introduce the shop into the newsletter. Lower cost to entry, a little bit easier running lead ads. And then more importantly, if I want to build a list, I can now just start dropping communities. Hey, does anybody want my guide for blah, blah, blah? And I can do my build out into this very slowly. So then I don't have to blow money on that. So again, let's see if Bard recommended the same thing. See, they're a little bit different. Define your brand, establish your online presence, identify influencers and partners. That is a perfect start. Because now it gives me the ability to build versus going out and building the store first and then trying to stuff people into it. So I agree with this part. And then it says launch develop custom paddle designs, produce your first product, info products, and then expand your offering. Perfect. Like I like this plan already. Let's see what this one has. Register name and establish a little bit more. Negotiate manufacturing partnerships. A little too ahead of it for myself. Design logo, brand imagery, initial product lines. Maybe build an email list and sign up social channels. Create content calendar. Start publishing 2 to 3 times a week. That is solid. And then research pickleball influencers and spotters and sponsors to partner with on promotions, and send 1 or 2 pickleball tournaments, connect with the community, offer pre-launch discounts for early customers and newsletter signups. That is a really, really great plan. So now that I have this, you can even be a little bit more smart here, and we're going to create a Google Doc. Is everybody tracking with this? Get off of mute, show a little bit of life. I'm going to pass out any minute now. I talk too fast and the air is all leaving my body. I'm like, that's
Here, Nuno, I put use this doc. I shared it with you. Let's pop it in there and let's just like, let's tackle number 1. Once you pop them in, let me do let me show. We've already went through some of this, but Matt, this will support you and anyone else. Higginbottoms asked about AI copy. This will support you too, because I'll show you the way that we use this, which would be awesome. And by the way, I'm working on something. Nuno hasn't seen it, but I'm working on that. Like we have a build a buyer thing, which I'll show you in a second. I'm working on an avatar research and USP thing that is like, it's going to be sick. I'm probably spending too much time on it. I've spent like 12 hours in the last couple of days going deep. And like, you should see some of my conversations with Chat GPT where I'm like coming up with like theories of marketing and I'm like, let's name it and come up with like, anyway, it's going to be pretty sick. And it will give you, it will be almost like overpowering. It'll be so good. It'll be so easy to come up with market research. And same thing with organic content. I'll show you some cool things we can do because we're trying to automate that entirely on our end. But anyways, so yeah, if you want to post those in here so we can.
Could you give me access to edit?
You should. Did I not share it with you?
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Are you on digital Nuno at Digital Voltage?
Digital Nuno. Yeah, I'm as digital as you can get. I'll try to open again. Let me see.
Try to refresh it. I sent it before. Are you in the wrong? Oh, okay. You requested access under a different.
Oh. Oh, no. Hold on. There we go. Beautiful. So I like this 30-day. The only thing is I'm going to steal a little bit from here, because I like this part of it here. And we're going to just steal a few of these. Find your brand, develop clear, blah, 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 and everything else. All right. And then the 60-day plan. I like launching the store on the 60 days. I think that that's pretty good. I think introducing the lead magnet. We actually might put the store as the last. So we're going to do the 60, 90-day plan here, except we are going to remove this because I think it's too soon. And we might put this in the 90-day plan. So let's just get the 90-day plan out. And for all you visual folks, we're going to show you a cute little trick that you can come into Lucid Charts. This is something that I use actually to plan out like really complicated builds. Lucid Charts is just a visual map. Just to know what things are first, just to make it super easy, right? All right, so we're going to do new, blank document. We're going to pickleball empire, right? And then we're going to come in here. So it's already telling us a kind of key things, right? So the first step is we definitely got to generate like logo, brand imagery, start building an email list, sign up, content creation calendar, research pickleball influencer, and everything else. So here's again where the pickleball, like, let's just start with the pickleball industry in general. Give me some current statistics on pickleball. Something relative to creating an online merchandise store. Think of number of players, trend lines, and anything else you can think of. All right. Now, Google Bard will be a little bit better. Perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, this will have sources. So if you come in here and you go to view other drafts, it will actually tell you. And then it will actually add a double check response. And when you double check response, it will highlight anything that it believes might not be factual or that might be, yeah, like see, if it's got this, that means that they feel like there's too many different sources out there giving a little bit of a different story. So it's giving you the percentages of the age groups and the growth rate. So obviously this is really good information, right? 4.8 million people played pickleball as of 2021. Remember, that's when data is generated. It's giving us a good sizable age group with the younger, which is surprising to me, being the ones that are active, and then the growth rate, which is pretty awesome, right? E-commerce penetration, 8% of pickleball players shop online. So we know that we're heading in the right way. And then apparel, paddles, balls, bags, accessories. So again, the things that we want to do, custom paddle designs are increasingly popular, and personalization, which is perfect. Perfect what we're trying to do. And Instagram, Facebook, and TikToks are key platforms for reaching pickleball enthusiasts. That's absolutely hilarious. TikTok being one of the channels. So it gives me really good doing all this. And then what I can do is, now that I have this, let's see if I can find this. Who are the top influencers in, well, let's just say, I'm going to copy this. Pickleball influencers in TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm telling you, this is actually a pretty hot market. Look at that. It is actually pulling real influencers. How badass is that? That is pretty cool. And it seems like it's the same people that it's pulling. 2.5 million followers, pickleball man. This is and it's got a whole thing. And I can even say, give me a message to write to one of these influencers to promote my store, my online store. And it'll actually give you like a little tag that you can give to people to kind of going out. Dear influencer, all right, I'm the founder, blah, 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 store Pickleball Paddle, custom paddles. I'm a huge fan of your content. I believe our brands will be a great fit together. Awesome. Now I even got a way to reach out to them strictly by a message or whatever else. So I have my information. I have my set of influencers. I have the ability, and I can keep going down this path. When it comes to anything statistical, like I mentioned before, this will be a much better source than ChatGPT and also Claude. Claude doesn't really search the internet for common, and Google will only pull from high quality, high rating sites. This is why I tend to go with Bard first, because it has the most recent information there. So I'm actually going to stop there. Are you guys like kind of trekking with this? Do you guys see the plan formulating? So now that I have like the plan, right, I can come back over here and I can say, well, here are the social media channels that I'm going to focus on. We already said it's going to be Instagram. It's going to be TikTok. Okay. It's going to be Facebook. All right. And let's just say these are all going to be entry points for us to kind of break through and in. We can take those influencers and really make a plan out of it. So I can get my Instagram influencers, grab the documents. Oh, let's just kind of trust that. Go back to Bard. Let's go back to our influencers here. This is our Instagram influencers. Come in here, Control C. Paste it right in here, Control V. Those are my people for Instagram. Come over here, drag another TikTok one. Oh, lost my track. And the reason I do this when I'm building out, like I'm trying to create a thing that I can always go back to and like, well, what do I want to do first? Let me organize the content that I want to create and so forth and so on. Like we can even do a deal where it's like, hey, you're an influencer, give us a design you want us to create. We'll put it on a shirt and we'll sell it. You know what I'm saying? So it now has some longevity here. All right. And now we have the 3 different sources that we're going to try to focus in on first, because these people have crowds. Just organize that a little bit. Now, again, we want to start with some quality ideas. The first is going to be like that lead magnet. So we are going to build a lead magnet, and we're going to get ideas in a second. All right, so lead magnet, and this is going to go to a thank you page with the newsletter sign up. And then we're going to sign them up to the thank you page, and we're going to say newsletter. Now we're going to put them in the newsletter regardless, but we do want them to also officially sign up. So they're going to come in here, and the second they get this particular thing, they're going to get a series of emails. Well, they're going to get the delivery emails that it's going to lead to the newsletter emails. So let's do this. So this is going to be here. We're going to deliver 1 doc. This is going to be the fulfillment. Oop. Oh, look, my line looks as crooked as I am today. And then it's going to come over here. Boom. And this is going to be, we'll say fulfillment email. That then leads to email newsletter. Okay. And then from here, this will eventually feed what we already know is going to be our store. And we're probably going to use Shopify just because it can fulfill, and it's going to make our cost to get into the market relatively cheaper. All right. And then this is going to be the bonus here. And we'll worry about like the upsells and everything else. So that is going to be eventually the flow of what we're going to create. But we still don't have a lead magnet. We now have influencers. We know we're in the right market, because if we just want to put simple facts, let's just put a fact sheet up here. We'll make it a little big, because those statistics are pretty wild, actually. Those statistics are very promising. So I know I'm not getting into a bullcrap market. So there's a couple things here that I definitely want to grab is the demographics and that it's growing. All right. So I just want to include that in my kind of draw out. And guys, I'm going to share this with all of you guys as you build our empire. So I'm just going to copy the link. I'm going to drop this in here so you guys can see. And if you want to use this for whatever business you're trying to create, this will apply to anything if you follow kind of the same order that we've been following along. So I'll make sure you guys have it. So now we can go off this. Now remember, everything will eventually lead to a lead magnet, which will be our starting point to getting everything off. And then eventually these will move directly into the Shopify store. So, whoa, look at that. That wasn't fun. So let's move that over here. And then eventually everything goes to the Shopify store. Look at that ugly arrow when they do that. All right. Nope. That's not what's happening. Beautiful. All right. All these fancy lines. Look at you guys. Look all professional. We know what the hell we're doing. So from here. All right. So we got a plan. We got to design influencers, but shit, we have no lead magnets. Now, lead magnets for Bard, not so much. I can now say, based on everything that we have decided to grow our list by creating a lead magnet and also an email newsletter. And remember, we're not prompting it to be a writer yet. We're not prompting it to be a lead magnet writer. We're just like I said, we're riffing for ideas right now. And then we're going to create agents that are going to be very specific to writing a lead magnet. That are going to be very specific to writing an email newsletter. So we get better quality articles based on some prompts that, Luke and everybody else has created. Right now, all we're trying to do is flush out the ideas. And then we're going to get heavy into the creation mode. And I'm going to show you some cheap alternatives that you can get lead magnets created very, very quickly. That will just allow you to get this thing going probably within like a couple days, if not a day. So we've decided to grow our list by creating lead magnets and also an email newsletter in order to grow an audience first. Give me 20 ideas. 20 ideas of possible lead magnets. Now, this is again where the creativity of like ChatGPT and Claude is going to be better than Bard for sure. But let's see. All right. Beginner's guide is good. Pickleball tip sheets, the video series, which is also good, gets us into the info product before we're even in the info product.
That gets me excited. Nuno, can I
yeah, you can take over.
Can I switch real quick and go over a couple quick things?
Sure.
Okay. Because I actually forgot that I had this, and I'm probably gonna give it to you all. Okay, so when I'm looking at this pickleball empire thing, just going through these first bullet points, I'm like, register business name, whatever. I'll have our ops person go and I'll have our ops person go and make it. But we'll make a business domain. We'll do all that. Plus, the other day, we had like a cold email masterclass too. So I'm actually fired up to use some of those techniques and walk through like how to reach out to a lot of these influencers. But let's just go through like basic ass research on the demo. Like a simple technique, because once we have this avatar information, it will inform everything else that we do. And I'll show you a prompt that I actually had created based on Hormozi's $100 million leads. I actually I didn't spend a lot of time on it, but I spent a lot of time with somebody to create this prompt. I was going to give it away in the last training we had, but I don't know. It didn't feel right, but I'll just give you whatever we have right now and you guys can play around with it. I actually haven't used it a whole bunch, so we'll see how it goes. But to start, I want to get the research on these pickleball people, and I'm going to use my good old trusty one here, free ad copy, and I'm going to beef this prompt up that we have in here pretty soon with some just pretty sick stuff. The cool thing is that the way you interact with this is there's a lot of interesting things that you can do. So for instance, let's take a look at all of these different variables. Target market, biggest pain point, what are some of the common but disliked solutions? We can take all of these and actually run them into Bard, run them into ChatGPT, run them into Claude and Perplexity to pull out accurate information that's being run on the internet. So when we plug these variables in, we can plug in real information from the market without having to do a ton of research, and we can plug in kind of put our own spin in it to make sure that this is like as accurate as possible. So let me show real quick what I mean by that. Build give me 1 second to pull this up.
I'm just trying to figure out what the biggest pain point of pickleball players is. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I just need to get this little prompt thing. Oh yeah, you guys will like this. Okay. So this is pretty cool. I'll give you this. It's just we need prompts for our own prompts. But this will right here, you can plug into anything and any of these different engines, and you can start to pull out all of the information that you need to plug into the variables here for the build a better buyer, right? So for instance, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go into let's do Claude, let's do ChatGPT, and let's do Bard. And then I also like Perplexity. I feel like it gives the most reliable answers. As far as sourcing things, I was yelling at Bard the other day. I was like, "You're just making shit up," and it's like, "Sorry, there's some more made up shit." I was like, "Okay." As I want you to create. Okay, this is for the pickleball niche. We're doing apparel. I also don't know how to spell that word. Apparel
Oh, good. I don't feel so bad because you're smarter than I am.
and info products. Okay. So I'm going to plug this in. Plug in here. I'm going to plug it in here. Okay, pickleball players age 45 to 75, lack of quality. Cool. So you can generate a lot of this information directly from here, from this like from all of these different chats. So for instance, let's say we want to plug in target market. You can say pickleball enthusiasts, whatever. Or we can come into, I like Claude's answer, which is like pickleball players age 45, 75. I kind of do feel like it's an older demographic. I need to do some like, I need to actually corroborate that. But in my experience, it's kind of like an older one. All right, so then we're looking at biggest pain points that they want to solve. So we can put in looking for apparel that is comfortable, durable, and stylish. Obviously, the more detailed information that you get about your buyers as time goes on, you could plug some of those in here. All right, we need a temporary name to describe this because I have a name that I wanted for this business, but everyone's gonna hate it. But I think it's perfect. So let's say Nuno's Pickles for now.
Let's not. Let's absolutely not.
No, we need we need to stand in before I can argue my case.
I think Pickle Pro is a pretty good one. I don't know if that's out there.
All right, we'll just say Pickle Pro.
It's got a ring to it. Pickle Pro.
Pickle Pro's not bad.
I'm gonna look for the domain while you're doing it. See if we can buy it.
Yeah, find some good domains in the meantime. Ticker your pickle. No. Yeah.
Tickle your pickle needs Nuno's Pickles. That's terrible.
We're only 2 calls in. We're already gonna get shut down. Okay. This is not gonna be perfect because to get this build a buyer profile, it's a mixture of your offer and your avatar, which is one reason why I'm gonna kind of be revising it so you can get information straight about your avatar with really, really cool things like the deep psychology. Everyone wants to know the deep psychology of pickleball players. Luckily, it's a fun, friendly market, so you don't need a ton of this. But this is pretty cool. This will generate a nice little buyer brief that and my experience is pretty accurate. Based on what I know about markets when I run it, it's like, it's good. We'll go around powerful emotions, biggest fears, ways that these will affect people's relationships.
I'm just like, biggest fears is hilarious. Like,
Yeah,
like,
some of the biggest
like,
fears are kind of funny.
I'm gonna make Molly, the 86-year-old woman, look good. Like, what could it possibly be? That would make me laugh so hard. I don't know why I find this so funny. I think it's hysterical.
Okay, so the reason why I'm spending time on this is because once you have this Build-A-Buyer, which you can edit and you should edit to make sure it's as accurate as possible, usually it's pretty good. As you can see, things like, you know, she has this deep fear about her obsession with pickleball apparel, probably not the most accurate. But in a lot of niches, especially ones that are like really, this is more of a brand. So we're going to be talking more about the design, talking more about brand identity, talking about more of those like kind of like softer brand qualities, right? This is built for direct response. Your pickleball swing is probably not a bleeding neck problem. Okay. Which, by the way, if anyone knows a one-legged pickleball player too, so we can recreate some John Carlton ads, I'll be happy. But I want to show you this because if you download this little Build-A-Buyer thing, you now have an amazing tool for generating any sort of ads that you want to make, any other assets for generating new research for pretty much whatever else you want to create. Where was I at? This. Oh, okay. So yeah, and then I want to show you this lead magnet prompt and actually play around with it because I haven't used it a ton. I'll show you this. Okay, we can skip that one. Okay, so if you guys looked at Hormozy's book, this is a pretty dope prompt that when he talks about creating a lead magnet, because again, pickleball is not a sophisticated market, so we can go in and be like, how to fix your pickleball swing, you know, in 5 minutes. Like, it's pretty like direct benefits are going to work awesome. So some of the stuff we're going to be using is a little bit overpowered, right? Because we're used to working in more sophisticated markets, but it's still going to work the same. So we'll modify it accordingly. But what Hormozy talks about is when you're creating a lead magnet, the best way to do it is to focus on this thing called the problem solution cycle. The problem solution cycle. So if you're strategic about your lead magnets, you can do whatever, but you really want a lead magnet that will solve a small, narrow problem that will then create a new problem that your product can fix, if that makes sense. And so all we did, and this is actually pretty interesting to look how we structured this prompt, is we just literally took examples. We took a lot of the concepts that were expressed, and then we're going to start with, let's actually generate a ton of these different problems, because this will figure out, this will allow us to create really compelling lead magnets. And I'm curious to see what this will come up with. So I'm going to go, actually what I'm going to do is I'll use chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this prompt in here and I'll share it with everyone. And then I'm going to say, use the attached Build-A-Buyer doc to solve this. So this is the laziest solution possible. Let's see if this actually works. Okay, a lot of these seem pretty simple, but it's already given me a ton of ideas. So for example, 1D, navigating the overload of unverified pickleball playing tips and strategies online. So a lead magnet that will give you a review of these are all the best different, it could be a blog article, right? But like, here's this lead magnet that's going to show you like these are the best courses and why, and we're going to explain it, blah blah blah. And then of course, you know, Nuno will be your final instructor. Nuno's course will have the A+ rating. Let's see. Addressing the fear of injury due to improper and inadequate gear, right? So this gives us a whole nother angle around like how to avoid injuries with pickleball, right? Or the most common pickleball injuries, or the ideal like pickleball stretch that you can create. All we're doing is we're coming up with a bunch of these different problems. Identifying sources of accurate and up-to-date information with pickleball techniques. So there's a ton of things in here. And what's cool is now you can use this next prompt. I'll give you guys all of this. And what this will allow you to do here is, if there are specific problems that you find more interesting than others, you can actually control which ones you like. So for example, if I like 1A, I can use that one. If I like, let's say 1M, if I like 1H, if I like 1G, you can choose the ones that are most interesting, because sometimes it'll give you options that you don't really like. So this is a pretty easy way to mess around with that. Okay, so the whole purpose of this one is just to generate a bunch of these. Now you can say, all right, please create lead magnets that solve each of these using a variety of modalities. So we want to think text, we want to think courses, we want to think books, we want to think audio, we want to think software, we want to think AI tools. So the different mediums you can think of are, you know, video, text, audio, SaaS, you could say physical products. The more modalities that you come up with and the more means of distribution, the more interesting these lead magnets will be. Some of these are going to be like crazy. Like we're not going to be building an interactive software app, maybe, but that's one that's kind of interesting. Okay, bi-weekly email course providing the latest trends and updates in pickleball gear and strategies, helping players stay ahead of the curve without feeling overwhelmed. Good. Expert video series. Okay, so the main thing is like this prompt right here, it's a little bit, I'm going to share it anyways, you guys can have it, but it needs a little bit of tweaking, I can tell. The main thing that I want you to look at though is you can borrow the same structure and language and just play back and forth until you get the results you want. But this little technique of taking your avatar from a Build a Better Buyer, plugging that in alongside a prompt, Matt, this is going to work for you as well. If you plug it alongside that, it's really, really powerful. And I'll give you a little cheat from Matt, what you had mentioned before, because you have access to the AI Robo Copy Chief training that we did. Okay, you have the PDF or the document from that. As a Genesis member, you have access to it. If you literally take that PDF and you plug it, you just use that, use Claude, for instance. I like to use it via po.com because it allows you to have, but you could do po.com and it basically, you can use Claude to, or you could use Claude, whatever, you can use ChatGPT, just attach that document and say, use this document and copy chief my stuff. It's pretty powerful. If you want it to be more dimensional, say, make this language more dimensional. If you want it to be simpler language, say, make this simpler. If you want it to be punchier, say, make this punchier. It's actually the process we use in our agency. It's kind of it's kind of dumb because it's just like this PDF that we provided for a training and then we used it. So that's kind of a little shortcut. It's surprisingly good. Okay, I wanted to jump in and share all that. Nuno, with the little bit of time we have, do you want to go into maybe doing a little bit of lead magnet stuff, and then we'll wrap up and pick it up next time?
We can actually, but actually just to make it a little bit more fun, because we are going to legitimately do this. Can you do a poll on your side or no?
A poll?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna send you some names. I want everybody picking. I want to get some votes going because actually I think these are all pretty good. I'm gonna send it to you, Luke.
I have no idea how to do a poll on that one.
I think you just copy and paste it. I mean, I think it's somewhere in there in the apps. Is there like an app that can do it?
Yeah, let me see.
Maybe not an app. Ooh.
I like these names.
These are all pretty good, but we want everybody to vote. I'm surprised they don't have I think you have it on your side. If you're you should have a poll. Should. No polls.
I'm trying to see if is it an app?
No, it's not going to be an app. It should have been right in there. But you know what? Let's just do a whiteboard.
Okay.
And it's a collaborating whiteboard. Just do me a favor, guys. Come in here. I don't know if I can drop it. Can I drop this? See text. Oh God, there's just like so many instructions here. Hold on. I'm gonna do me a favor. You should be able to come in here. Is there some kind of like sticky note or shape? Yeah, take a shape and just like put a little diamond or something in what you guys think is best. Like, look at this disaster. And go in there and try to pick which one you guys think is going to be better. Here, let me get out of the way here and let me make this bigger. Oh yeah, there we go.
Pickles.
Well, apparently I had to look at what the dink was, because the dink is apparently a serve that like crushes it or something. Smashing pickles is pretty funny too. So,
I like the daily dink for a newsletter.
mhm.
For our newsletter, I think that definitely should be one of them.
Yeah, put some kind of symbol, anything. Yeah, I think you can pick symbols on the left-hand side, or just mark it something, even if it's like a little check mark of what you guys like. Pickleball planet. Yeah, I thought of that too. This is hilarious to watch though. It's like
I'm just doing this on
my
my
OCD is like killing me, and it's like it's all disorganized. It's like so many things going on at once. Great for ADD too. It's fantastic. Gear for smashing. Yeah, the daily dink for I think the daily dink for a newsletter, 100%. I think that's pretty
100%.
pretty awesome.
Are these all available?
Some of them are, yeah. A lot. I would say a lot of them, like, yeah, a lot of them are, but not like. We can probably get the daily dink or Daddy Warbucks. That means you, Luke. I think you can get them made cheap. Subscribe them as your favorite domain provider and see which one. So we definitely like the daily dink. I get that. But we need one for like the merchandise store. Smashing pickles. Yeah, I know. Smashing pickles for me is pretty cool, man. But then it, like, would it get confused with like an actual pickle store versus a pickleball store, you know? Because I mean, in all actuality, if we're gonna do this serious, we got to pick one that is going to have. Oh Jesus, who did that? Like, guys,
I think I did that.
We give you a little control, and then all anarchy breaks out. Let me get rid of this. Hold on. Delete that. I don't even know how to delete. Sweet God. How do you... Here, let's just make it really super small and out of the way. So, all right. So we definitely, all right. We got Daily Dink. So got it. Daily Dink is definitely going to be one. But we need a name that actually is going to stick to the store.
Mm-hmm.
Pickleball HQ is out. Smashing Pickles was available. Dink Diesels was also available.
I don't know how I feel about Dink Diesel. Can I tell you? Can I tell you my absurd idea, which I think is just it's
Like
funnier.
this isn't absurd enough. Like
Yeah.
how much absurdity do you want to bring into this?
I want to bring more. So this original idea was Mario's idea, and I was like, he's like, oh, we need to do like a pickleball offer, and I was like, all right, well, fuck it, let's just build it, let's just make it live. Like, fuck it, we'll do it live. And I'm like, okay, Mario's from Staten Island, so you know how they call Staten Island like Shaolin. You know Wu-Tang Clan? Anybody know Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, like it's like Shaolin, and they have all this like mythology, like kung fu, like mythology around it. I'm like, I want to do the same thing with pickleball. Like I can imagine like a bunch of little like kung fu like pickleball characters and like something with Shaolin in it. Like keep this sort of like kung fu
Because
motif.
Shaolin and Kung Fu and pickleball all go together. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, you know.
When I think of Kung Fu and Wu-Tang Clan, I immediately think of pickleball.
But it's huge in Chicago. Or sorry, it's huge in New York. Pickleball. Like they had to shut down. Like basketball court. Like they like banned pickleball in basketball courts and stuff in New York because it became so big. So
But there was like a pickleball gang. Came around
pickleball
with
game.
pickles. Like this is some serious business. All right, shit. I stand corrected. But again, guys, if we can just get somebody like, let's pick one for the store. We definitely got the newsletter. So you need to go buy the dailydink.com.
Dailydink.com. Okay, I'm looking for a Daily Dink. We have dailydink.ai, which
No.
Yeah.
Pickleball gang. Yeah, that again, that, you know. So I'll give you guys a story. There's a guy in the marketing world called Hardcore Closer, Ryan Stewman. He's a pretty well-known like marketer, and he goes, it sounded so cool when I first picked it, but I started getting banned from all the Facebook pages because I had the word hardcore in the name. So just something to think about as we're picking some of these things. Even Dink, I think to me sounds offensive. I don't know why, but like, and I don't know what it means in other countries. So
yeah, pickleball gang would be good. But what about like pickleball planet? How do we feel
yeah,
about that?
Pickleball Planet, I don't think is available.
Pickleballswag.com.
Pickleball Swag was pretty cool. But if we had something a little bit more generic, yeah, Pickleball Swag is definitely available.
Okay. Can we do we want Daily Dink or the Daily Dink?
Daily, oh, that's a good one. I don't know. The Daily Dink sounds more newsletterish, so I would go with the Daily Dink.
Can we do the dailydink.co? That work?
No, we can't. It doesn't have .com. Somebody
They
literally
do.
has
Yeah, somebody has it.
That's amazing. Somebody's already on this. Pickleball Swag, Pickleball Gang.
We got to do a .com.
No, we don't. Pickleball. What was it? Life. A lot of L's. Pickleball Life is available.
Is it? Pickleballlife.com.
Pickleballlife.com.
All right. And we can do the dailydink.co.
Yeah. What about just Daily Dink? Daily Dink.
Daily
And
Dink is
honestly,
taken
I
too.
hate to sound funny, but it sounds like Daily Dick, and like I'm just having a really hard time with this. Like I truly am. Because if we are gonna go serious, we gotta like really think about this shit.
Pickleball Life is taken. I think Nelson just picked it up. He just bought our domain.
Guys are
anyways.
trying to get out on this before we will. Shame on you. Dink It Apparel is pretty cool too. Like I think that's actually Dink It. What about Dink It? Dinkit.com. That is not available. Holy smokes.
See, we're behind the curve, behind the trends.
Think it's swag. Think it's swag.com is available.
We tried Dink Life. Thing is, I don't want a domain that's just going to limit us, right?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. Think Life. It is available for $7,000.
to limit this insane venture that we're starting.
Yeah, Dink Life is available for $7,000 if you want to get it now.
I think it's swag's not bad.
Think swag, yeah, but like you said, we don't want to limit it. Think diesels. We didn't have Dink diesels.
Dink Diesel. I'm just not doing. I'm not doing. I can't get behind Dink Diesels. It just
Can't be
feels
diesel when you're like, and thinking like I don't understand how that. I'm still trying to get over what a dink is.
so. Wait, Dink It Diesel. Is that weird,
Triple D.
Matt? Is that a head nod because it's weird, or a head nod? Okay.
Yes. This is a lot more entertaining than I thought it would be. Man, Pickleball HQ would have been perfect.
What was the name of the big golf companies like in DR? Anybody ever know some of those names? I should probably know. We've written for them. Who are our clients? I should probably know their names.
What about pickleballlife.com?
It says it's taken.
Really?
Yeah.
What am I spelling wrong? Oh yeah. No, that's two. I added 3 L, so it's pickleballandlife.com.
Yeah.
Like literally how you spell it.
Taken.
Really? It's showing available on Namecheap. Am I spelling this weird? Oh yeah, because I spelled it like an idiot. That's why. L before E before after C or whatever the
All right. Well, I'll get dailydink.co. Is that all right?
dailyding.co. Yep, that's fine. We'll work with that.
And then and we can expand our universe
A little bit later. But yeah, I mean, but this is the thing. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to really get into the lead magnet, but we have the research. Did we decide on what lead magnet we are gonna go after?
I feel like we should do something very simple around like something very simple from golf, like increase your whatever. The same offers they have with golf, but like increase your swing, whatever that vocabulary is for pickleball, which I don't know, figure it out.
Well, checklists are all are pretty big fat, especially if we're gonna go into the game of all this. So I like some of these here, and I'm out of free messages in Claude, and I'm not subscribed. So let's create a new agent inside of ChatGTP. All right, and this is like you are master copywriter that writes compelling give me some stuff, Luke. That writes compelling. Do we have a prompt for this?
For the lead magnet one?
Yeah.
I have it. Let me grab it.
Yeah, can you share it and drop it into yours? And then let's put this the 10 essential pieces of gear every pickleball player needs. And let's try to make it where it's at least a 3,000 word document.
I like that.
And then, yeah, if you could share your screen and we can start going. And then while he's gonna load in the prompt, this is the services that I use when it comes to some of these things. I actually go to Fiverr because it happens to be the cheapest. You can use Upwork too. Upwork's a little bit more quality content. Fiverr for these things is to test them out, because when you're testing lead magnets, it's actually how many you produce, and you want to test a variety of them to see which ones hit the most. So I'll come in here and I'll go, let me see, a PDF, or if I actually put lead magnet, I think some crap will come up. Yeah, something like this. Look at that. That's beautiful. Top rated, $30. White paper, professional design ebook. Like, I want something that looks badass and cool, and I can probably get away with it right here. Look at the content, have a really cool design on it. Yeah, this is something perfect that we want. Even if I go at the highest pricing level, 15 pages, I'm looking at $60. Custom design, really nice. Put a whole bunch of links in there. Make sure that they're giving me the download and everything else, so I can pop up something pretty professional with very minimal effort. So I can literally take what ChatGPT does, put some, or whatever one I decide to use, put a little bit of effort into it, and immediately start getting this out there. And then just going out there, hey, everybody, what do you guys think of my list? You know, just want to provide something for the community. Here's my whatever. You would join like 3 or 4 pickleball communities that have the highest members, and just go, hey, just wanted to get your thoughts on this guy that I'm creating. Does anybody want to give me some advice? And I would just literally put in the lead magnet. I wouldn't even put in like the sign up sheet. Let people give me, like, all the pickleball players, no, you need this in there and you need that in there and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And then let them give me the input and then design it again. And those people that are interacted will probably be, hey, I finally got it done. What do you think? And then you could probably promote it with a very low end ad, $5 to $10 a day, nothing super crazy. Target people that love pickleball and just let it kind of roll out and see how you do, and just build up an audience and list. And that's probably what I would do for like 2 to 3 months. Reach out to some of these influencers to help, promote the guide, and the guide eventually, all to build up my email list and also to get into my newsletter. And that's going to be the flow. When we decide the lead magnet funnel, along with like the thank you page and everything else, it's going to immediately go to, here's your guide. Oh no, by the way, sign up for the Daily Dink. This is our newsletter. And then we'll come up with some newsletter topics, and we'll put them in an automation. Let's say even inside a high level, that the second they load in, they'll be put into like maybe like a 14-week sequence, depending on how many newsletters we can roll out. That's just going to send out more information. And in the meantime, while I'm trying to get some reputability, I can recommend things in the Amazon shop, get an Amazon affiliate kind of tag to it. And then anything that I recommend in my newsletter, I'll get affiliate commissions on the Amazon. So you can immediately get this business going, like, with minimal effort. And that's going to kind of be what we are going to be trying to do. Like, we're legitimately going to try to make this live. We're going to see how well we can perpetrate this, and see how far we can get.
Don't say perpetrate.
That's right. It sounds criminal.
We got dinks and diesels. We don't need to add perpetrate into the mix. Let's table that for next time, that we'll go through. Let's actually make a lead, because we have a cool process for creating a lead magnet, coming up with really good titles, creating fascinations for those lead magnets, and then we'll just run it through, and maybe I'll even do some of it this week and just commission those on Fiverr or Upwork, and see. We'll try to write as much as we can with AI, but let's have someone else do graphics or whatever else, and let's create these little lead magnets. So that could be the topic for next time, and we'll do lead magnet plus building the opt-in for it. Once that step is done, then the next thing we can do is build up the social media presence. So we can start generating some organic reach. And then from there, we can move into, let's do cold outreach to get influencers. And let's also start running some ads to start like generating likes for a page and start doing whatever. And that's it.
I'm telling you, this is going to be hilarious because it's going to work.
I know
So
it's gonna work, and because it's so dumb and so simple, it's gonna work.
it's well, yeah, it's going to work. And the funniest part about this is like dumber ideas have started in much worse situations. So, and I think it is a rising market. So the research is there, right? And we can totally do this. But what the whole purpose of this is that regardless of what business you literally saw us going through the motions, right? Planning first, a little bit of research, a little bit of idea generation, a little bit of creativity. Now we're going to get into, okay, well, we got a viable product. We have some ideas. We got a little bit of a domain. We can start designing logos using DALL-E and all that next week. And we could start really building around this and then getting it to a graphic designer, creating an actual lead magnet and starting running ads. That is going to make this a very serious thing. And if we can even generate email newsletters and everything else, even if we get as far as just creating members for a newsletter, and let's say that gets up to 500 to 1,000 people and people are actively clicking on and reading the newsletter, we now have a very viable product that we can even sell as newsletter subscribers. So it's not, so we have multitude of different facets that are going to be very little startup cost. The hardest part is going to be people getting to click, but that's what Luke's genius and all the prompts and everything else that you're going to have access to, we're going to create. Literally, guys, like this is how you do it. Even your existing business, just go back. Literally just do exactly what we just did. Like create a 30, 60, 90-day plan. Talk about the thing you want to go into. Talk about the different idea generation. Use the 3 different, like you saw me. I was literally using and riffing off of whatever those ideas are. And then basically start building what you want to do. And you're going to, one thing I want to, I'm really big on this, and it's kind of like a new thing, like that I'm like bolting on offers to whatever you got going on is huge right now. Because in the world of marketing, a lot of people are doing bolt-on offers. Here's this thing, but here's this thing that goes along with it. And then here's this thing that goes along with it. So in everything that you're doing, like breathe, like let that breathe for a second in your brain. And any process that you have now, go through this 30, 60, 90-day plan, go through some idea generation. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to find out, like, if I do this thing now, I can probably add this thing here. And then you can now have like branching off marketing that you can do on the same exact process without, you'll revitalize your business without destroying it, and also create another revenue stream that you can just bolt on to whatever you have. So let that, nurture in and like kind of sink in. But that is the thought process of what we're trying to do here.
And let me show some more, just because I want to finish with a little bit of sizzle for everybody. So I'm going to show you this guy's IG, and this is some stuff that we're launching with our own plans. I'll be sharing. I really want to automate this process, but it's really not hard to find creators that you like. For example, pickleball girl or pickleball man or pickleball pervert, whatever it was. And then you can find them, have their videos automatically get transcripts, have those uploaded into an Excel or CSV, have a prompt that will then translate that same exact script into something that's applicable to your market, that can then get sent into the API for something like HeyGen, which I'll show you in just a second. HeyGen, and then you can take that raw video and with minimal editing through something like there's ones that will take out ums and ahs. If it's AI generated, you won't have a lot of that, but there's ones that can collapse the time frames, right? Collapse the breaks between it. And then also things like Opus.Pro, which can add captions. And then if you add minimal B-roll or minimal edits, I'll show you how to do that in a second. You can pretty much almost entirely automate all of the social media. And so we'll try to do that. This is one guy who I've seen does it. It's kind of interesting. It's a little bit eerie, but I'll show you real quick.
In 2023, you actually don't need to hire a developer anymore. So most of the ideas you can come up with, honestly, almost all of them can be built on no-code tools like Bubble or Flutterflow or Glide or Softer. And all you have to do is go on YouTube and look up tutorials, and they might take you a day or two to learn, or they might take you a few weeks to learn on some of these platforms. But most of these ideas you can actually build yourself if you just give yourself a little bit of time to learn now. Have a software idea.
Okay, so this is the tool that you can use to create videos like that. Heygen.com. I'm making a pickleball ad for Stefan right now as we speak. I'll show you what some of these look like. This is all AI generated, but
you're a coach or consultant, right? You live and breathe your craft. You're brilliant at what you do, but marketing, that's a different beast altogether. It's like you're lost at sea, drowning in a flood of tools, platforms, strategies, You're pouring blood, sweat, and tears into this. But what do you have to show for it? A trickle of clients if you're lucky, but what if you could turn that trickle into a raging torrent of new business?
Okay, so pretty cool. It's not perfect, but that's from a 2-minute video, and you can do like finer and finer iterations of this where it's going to be virtually indistinguishable, especially if you add in B-roll. And so while his pickleball ad is loading, you can look at this tool as well, which is called capsule.video. It's a really, really cool tool for coming up with, for doing video editing using AI. So let me just show you real quick. Here, this is for that video. What it allows you to do is you can take, you can highlight the whole thing and you can add in captions. You can also go through and look at, like you can highlight words. So for instance, let's say, like I did here, clicking a button twice. If you come in and add B-roll, you can add your own image or your own video, or you can have it generate AI video based on those words. So you highlight the words that you want, and it will go through and it will come up with AI generated images that you can then use. Obviously, I picked the worst one because it doesn't do fingers really, really well. But you could do click of a mouse infographic. I feel like I'm getting trolled. I keep picking all the wrong. I'm like, ta-da! It's a bunch of mangled fingers.
It's like a deformed finger.
I'm like, of course, I picked the worst ones. A click of a mouse infographic. Okay, hold on.
Those fingers are terrifying.
Let me show you this one. It's not perfect. I made it like with no edits in a couple seconds.
You're a coach or consultant, right? You live and breathe your craft. You're brilliant at what you do, but marketing, that's a different beast altogether. It's like you're lost at sea, drowning in a flood of tools, platforms, strategies. You're pouring blood, sweat, and tears into this. But what do you have to show for it? A trickle of clients if you're lucky, but what if you could turn that trickle into a raging torrent of new business? What if it was as easy as clicking a button twice? I know. It sounds too good to be true. But here's the thing. It's not a dream. It's real. Meet your new marketing genie, the 2-click AI system. It's a done-for-you marketing automation miracle that delivers a steady stream of new clients on autopilot. Imagine that. While you're immersed in your craft, this marketing dynamo works tirelessly in the
There was a claw in there.
funneling new business to you even while you sleep. No more frustration. No more overwhelm. Just a non-stop influx of clients and the freedom to do what you do best. But who am I to make such bold promises?
But what's cool is like I just picked the most random ones because like I got like 5 minutes. Let me just knock it out. But what's amazing is if you spend the time to pick the images and pick the transitions, you can do something that's pretty cool, and you can come up with ads. So this is the ad that I had Stefan do. If you guys remember, all of these were the AI generated variables, and I just popped it into this consistency loop one. And these ads are pretty good, right? Like get the pickleball edge with Pickleball Pro. Hey, pickleball enthusiasts, remember that exhilarating moment when you first landed a perfect shot across the court? That satisfying pop of the ball and the look of surprise in your opponent's face? Imagine if those moments of glory weren't just fleeting, but a regular occurrence. Imagine if you could step on the court each time, confident and ready to dominate. That's the Pickle Pro promise. Pickle Pro, your one-stop shop for all your pickleball needs, offers a unique range of high-quality apparel, blah, blah, blah. Pretty solid ad. And then if you have, for instance, a little Hey Gen avatar, you could just pop it in there, run it, and then you can use the B-roll or hire somebody else to add in different transitions. You can do it relatively cheap. A lot of these people, you can get someone really good for $20 an hour, $25 an hour, and now you can just generate tons and tons of high quality content without really having to do much of anything. So stay tuned because those are some of the processes that we're going to be knocking out. I really want to see Stefan do a pickleball ad, but we may have to wait till next time until it's ready. Pickleball Nuno.
Pickleball. Pickle.
Yeah, we start calling it tickleball.
Pickle wouldn't be it would just be odd but funny, but enough. I don't know, it might be catchy enough. Well, we hope you got a tremendous amount of value in this. I mean, like literally, this is legit shit. So I hope that should be the new title of this thing, legit shit. But yeah, well, like watch us do this, which is going to be pretty freaking cool. But yeah, all this is possible. I don't know. Yeah. So I think next week we'll start diving in a little bit into design using tools like DALL-E, ChatGPT, and a bunch of other stuff that we can like Leonardo, anything that we can do to just generate some kind of cool logos. Hopefully by then we design on a name. And then start really coming up with some Figma designs of like what we want this kind of lead magnet to be, and then just start designing around that, picking colors and so forth. It's gonna be pretty badass. So we're gonna go there. So that's it.
Awesome. All right, thanks everyone for hopping on, and we'll see you next time to make some lead magnets. All right, y'all. Peace.